There is a conversation happening in living rooms all across Australia right now. It usually starts with your adult kids coming over for a Sunday roast, looking at you with a concerned face and saying something that sounds like kindness. Mum, the house is just too big for you now. Dad, why are you spending your weekends mowing that massive lawn when you only use 2 bedrooms? Sell up. Downsize to a nice little unit. Free up all that cash. Put the difference in the bank and enjoy your retirement. On the surface, it sounds like the most sensible financial advice in the world. You sell the massive family home in the suburbs for $1.5 million. You buy a nice, low-maintenance unit down the coast for $800,000. Suddenly, you have $700,000 of pure cash sitting in your bank account to fund your golden years.
But here is the brutal truth that nobody tells you when you are standing in your own hallway. Selling the home you have lived in for 30 years is one of the most dangerously expensive financial moves an Australian retiree can make. By the time the taxman, the state government and Centrelink finish with you, that massive lump sum of cash shrinks drastically. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly what happens to your money when you downsize. I'm not going to tell you what to do, I'm just going to show you the brutal math. So if you do decide to pack up the moving boxes, you do it with your eyes wide open.
Before we get to the traps, let us clear up the one piece of good news. It is the biggest misunderstanding in Australian real estate. A lot of older Aussies are terrified that if they sell a house they bought for $100,000 back in 1985, which is now worth $1.5 million, the Australian Taxation Office will hit them with a massive capital gains tax bill on all that profit. If this is your primary family home, the place you actually live in, that fear is completely false. In Australia, your main residence is protected by the main residence exemption. If you have lived there your entire life, the profit you make when you sell it is 100% tax-free. You will not pay a single cent of capital gains tax to the ATO.
But this is exactly the point that everyone misses. The very fact that your home grows in value year after year, completely untouched by the taxman, is exactly what makes it so incredibly valuable to hold on to. The bricks and mortar are quietly working for you in a way that money in a normal bank account simply cannot. The moment you sell your home and turn it into cash, you lose your greatest tax shield. Let us follow the money. You sell the family home for $1.5 million and buy that nice $800,000 unit. You think you are walking away with $700,000. You are not. First, you have to pay the real estate agent to sell your old house. A standard 2% commission on a $1.5 million house is $30,000 gone immediately. Then you have conveyancing fees for both the sale and the purchase. Then you have to hire removalists to shift 40 years of belongings. You are easily looking at $35,000 evaporating before you even hand over the keys.
Then comes the most offensive tax in the country, stamp duty. When you buy that new, smaller unit for $800,000, the state government holds their hand out. Depending on which state you live in, the stamp duty on an $800,000 property can cost you between $30,000 and $40,000. You are handing the government $40,000 simply for the privilege of moving into a smaller house. Between the agent fees, the lawyers, the moving trucks and the stamp duty, your $700,000 profit has already shrunk to $625,000 and you haven't even unpacked a toaster yet.
Now we get to the trap that completely destroys Australian retirements. This is the one that catches people by surprise and ruins their income for the rest of their lives. When you live in your massive family home, Centrelink does not care what it is worth. Your primary residence is completely exempt from the age pension asset test. You could live in a $3 million mansion and Centrelink treats it as if it is worth zero. It protects your pension. But cash in the bank is treated very differently. When you downsize, you take a protected, exempt asset, your house, and turn it into a heavily penalised asset, cash.
That $625,000 sitting in your bank account is now fully accessible by Centrelink.
Let us run the brutal math. If you are a couple, every $1,000 you hold over the Centrelink asset threshold reduces your age pension by $3 a fortnight. It is called the taper rate. By suddenly adding $625,000 of cash to your accessible assets, you instantly blow yourself completely off the pension cliff. Your age pension is cancelled entirely. You do not just lose the fortnightly cash, you lose your pensioner concession card, you lose your discounts on council rates, electricity and car registration, you lose your cheap PBS medications. You downsize to make your life cheaper, but you accidentally increased your daily living costs and wiped out your guaranteed government income.
The government knows that older Aussies are terrified of losing their pension, so they created a shiny new scheme to convince you to sell your house. It is called the Downsizer Superannuation Contribution. The politicians go on television and tell you that if you're over 55, you can take up to $300,000 from the sale of your home, $600,000 for a couple, and dump it straight into your superannuation, completely tax-free. It sounds brilliant, doesn't it? Move the money into super where it grows in a 0% tax environment. But here is the dirty little secret they leave out of the press conferences. Money inside your superannuation account is still an accessible asset for Centrelink once you reach age pension age.
It does not matter if the money's sitting in a Commonwealth bank account or sitting in your Australian super account, Centrelink still counts it. Dumping $600,000 of your house sale into super will still trigger the exact same asset test trap and destroy your age pension. The government gets your big house back into the property market, and they get to kick you off the welfare system at the exact same time. It is a brilliant trick. If you think the Centrelink rules are bad, wait until you look at aged care. If your health declines at age 80 and you need to move into a residential aged care facility, the government does a massive assessment of your wealth to determine how much you must pay for your care. If you still own your primary family home and your spouse is still living in it, the value of that home is heavily protected and usually exempt from the aged care means test. Your spouse gets to stay in the house and your care fees are subsidised.
But remember, you downsized. You turned that protected house into $625,000 of pure cash. Cash offers zero shelter. The aged care system counts every single dollar of that money. You'll be forced to hand over hundreds of thousands of dollars to fund your refundable accommodation deposit, a RAD. You could find yourself paying top dollar for your own care, draining that cash pot down to zero in a few short years. That money was supposed to be your kids' inheritance. Now it belongs to a corporate nursing home. When retirees finally realise they have accidentally ruined their age pension by downsizing, they panic. They look at the $625,000 sitting in their bank account and think, I will just give half of it to my kids. That'll get it out of my name and Centrelink will give me my pension back. Do not do this. It'll make your situation exponentially worse.
Centrelink enforces strict deprivation rules. You are only allowed to gift a maximum of $10,000 in a single financial year, or $30,000 over 5 years. If you downsize your house and panic transfer $300,000 to your daughter to hide it, Centrelink will still count that $300,000 as your asset for the next 5 years. You will be assessed on money you no longer possess. You will have no pension and you will have no cash. You cannot outsmart the system after you have already sold the house. Now, I am not a fool. I am not telling you that you must die in a massive empty 4-bedroom house. There are incredibly valid reasons to downsize. If you physically cannot walk up the stairs anymore, if the cost of maintaining the roof and the garden is eating up your entire weekly budget,
If you feel completely isolated in the suburbs and you want to move into a community to be closer to your grandkids.
If those are your reasons, then selling the house is absolutely the right lifestyle decision. Your health and your safety are worth far more than an age pension payment. But you must make that decision for the right reasons. You downsize for your lifestyle. You do not downsize because you think it is a clever way to get rich. The real estate agent will tell you how much your house is worth. Your kids will tell you how much easier a small unit will be to clean. The removalists will tell you the cost of the truck. But nobody in that entire chain has any reason to warn you about the stamp duty, the loss of your age pension, the aged care assessment, or the reality of turning a tax-free exempt asset into a heavily penalised cash pile.
Before you ring an estate agent, sit down with a cup of tea and do the brutal math. Calculate the stamp duty on the new place. Call the Financial Information Service at Centrelink and ask them exactly what $600,000 in cash will do to your current pension. Do not sign a contract just because someone made it sound simple. It is your home, it is your equity, and it is your retirement. Protect it. If this video opened your eyes to the hidden costs of moving, hit the like button so the algorithm shares it with other Aussies who are thinking about selling. Drop a comment below and let me know if your kids have started dropping hints about you selling the family home. If you want to support an independent bloke keeping the real estate and financial industries honest, click the join button below and become a member of the channel. I'm the Retired Aussie, and I will see you in the next one.